Good, happy Monday morning, April 11, 2022. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday morning, so let's get started right now with your Monday edition of the Riley King Newscast. I hope you all enjoy watching. First up, Made in New Hampshire Expo returns to Manchester. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Stuff. We love stuff, and there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back on our lives and think,
The hard work of Granite State makers on display at this year's Made in New Hampshire Expo. The popular event was back in Manchester for the first time in 3 years after being canceled due to the pandemic. There were more than 85 vendors, all showcasing New Hampshire-owned and made products.
We also have 40 new exhibitors that we wouldn't normally have, but a lot of people took the last couple years to get creative and come up with new business ideas. So attendees have a lot to see that they never have seen before.
Today was the final day of the three-day event. It drew thousands of people in its 25th year.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Missy's Closet giving away hundreds of free prom dresses in Manchester this month. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
It might look like your usual prom dress shopping experience, but every dress you see is free.
A lot of people don't have the money to go to a prom, and we don't think that should be a stopper for a lot of young ladies.
That's why Missy's Closet in Manchester is giving away more than 1,000 dresses in a slew of colors, sizes, and styles. And that's not all.
When they come in, they get assigned to a fashion ambassador, so that person walks with them through the process to help them find the right dress. We have someone that's helping to do free alterations. They get free shoes, makeup, jewelry, the whole thing.
All the dresses donated, either new or gently used. Some driving an hour and a half to TJ Maxx Plaza in Manchester to either drop off donations or find a dress.
I saw this on Facebook and I was just amazed. I love this, just how they bring all these dresses together for free, and they just bring together girls and we meet each other, and it's just a fun experience.
Well, the free prom dress event will happen at TJ Maxx Plaza on South Willow Street in Manchester every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4 this month, except for Easter Sunday.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Police investigating scene outside State House in Concord. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Yeah, Monica, Concord police have confirmed that a fight broke out right on Park Street here behind us earlier this afternoon. They say during that fight, one person pulled out a gun and fired a single shot into the air. Now, witnesses tell us nobody was actually hit by that bullet, but they do say that everyone involved left the scene on motorcycles before police arrived.
Not something you see downtown.
Concord police were investigating an area just in front of the State House around 1:30 Sunday afternoon after witnesses say they saw a group of bikers fighting in the street.
So I came into the window and just saw some men in a fist fight. Basically, one was throwing another one against a car.
Hannah Greenwood works across the street and tells News 9 she heard what she thought was a gunshot prior to the fight.
I just heard it. I was inside. It did definitely sound like a gunshot, and it was just the one. So that is what brought me to the window, kind of checked out what was going on and just kind of make sure, like, do I lock my door or, like, do I keep seeing? And it was kind of just more of a fist fight going on. So I'm not quite sure where the gunshot came from or if it was even related to this.
Greenwood says the fight only lasted a few minutes and everyone involved fled on motorcycles before police arrived.
I didn't see anything that looked like it was anybody had been shot. The gentleman in question was a larger gentleman, so I'm not quite sure, if he could have taken a bullet and kept going or anything like that. He was definitely a little wobbly when he got up, but couldn't really see from where I was.
Park Street and part of Main Street were blocked off for roughly 3 hours while police searched for evidence.
And Concord police tell us that everyone involved in that fight was familiar with each other. This was not just a random attack. They're now asking anyone who may have witnessed the fight or may have photos and video of it to give them a call. We're live in Concord tonight. Scott Cook, WMUR News.
After saving with customized car insurance.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Amazon withdraws from approved Logistic center in Hudson. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
In Hudson, Amazon has apparently withdrawn itself from the recently approved Logistic Center. Town officials say they were notified by the company last week. The Hillwood Group says that they are still committed to the project and are currently reviewing options and opportunities moving forward. We have reached out to the Board of Selectmen but have yet to hear back. We will, of course, keep you updated.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Antrim fire assisted by 8 other towns to control chimney fire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
A building in Antrim is still standing tonight after crews managed to limit the spread of a chimney fire. Take a look at these images from last night. You can see flames shooting out from where that chimney is. Crews say they managed to stop the fire from going beyond the roof and the attic area. Firefighters there got help from 8 other towns.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man killed in Derry, officer involved shooting dead of a gunshot wound to the chest. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tonight, an update to an officer-involved shooting that happened yesterday in Derry. We're now learning the cause of death of the man who was killed, plus what happened before 3 officers fired their weapons.
According to the New Hampshire Attorney General's office, 43-year-old Christopher Coppola died of a single gunshot wound to his chest. Investigators say there was an officer-involved shooting on Driftwood Road in Derry Saturday afternoon.
Mr. Coppola was walking down Driftwood Road armed with a shotgun, where he stopped in front of one Driftwood Road and aimed the shotgun at the resident who was there, fired the shotgun, and that's what triggered police to arrive and soon begin a dialogue with Mr. Coppola.
Ben Agati of the state AG's office says the shot fired by Coppola damaged the property at the home, but the person who lives there was not hurt, and says there's no known connection between that resident and Coppola. As police spoke to Coppola, Agati says 3 officers fired their weapons.
I can say with certainty for you that Mr. Coppola, that officers fired at Mr. Coppola and he was struck by those gunshots. I can say that. But with regards to the specificity of which round came out of which barrel, that's going to require a little bit more investigation.
Agati says no one else was injured during the incident. Investigators will be interviewing people in the coming weeks, including the 3 officers who Agati says are now on administrative leave.
There were a number of different citizens who came right forward to share their information of what they saw, what they heard that yesterday afternoon. That was incredibly helpful for the investigators.
Now, it's not clear exactly what led up to the shots being fired. Investigators say more information will be released after those officers are interviewed.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Senator Hudson calls on Biden administration to provide more resources at the southern border. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Senator Maggie Hassan is calling on the Biden administration to keep a Trump-era immigration rule that limits migrants and asylum seekers. Today, she spoke to News 9 while in Arizona after flying down to Texas on Friday. Hassan is touring the southern border and has been meeting with U.S. Customs and Border Protection to learn what they need to do their job safely. She says ending the restriction known as Title 42 could lead to many more people trying to cross the border both legally and illegally.
Our frontline personnel need significant additional numbers, people on the ground at the border. They need more technology. They need access roads. And in some places, they need physical barriers. The administration really needs to step up here, develop a plan, and get more resources to the southern border.
Hassan says smugglers are also trying to take advantage of resources that are stretched thin.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New York City Mayor Eric Adams tests positive for COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
What if positive change was only one design away? Some say design is beyond most people's reach. We say it's already in your hands. So, what will you design today?
New York Mayor Eric Adams is the latest high-profile politician to test positive for COVID-19. The 61-year-old was at the Gridiron dinner where now more than 70 guests have tested positive. Adams says that he's displaying only minor symptoms. President Biden was not at the event. He's having a quiet weekend in Delaware where he attended church this weekend. But several people in his inner circle have now tested positive. ABC's White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks with what Dr. Fauci said today about the risks to the president.
Tonight, New York City's Mayor Eric Adams testing positive for COVID-19, the latest in a string of high-profile positive cases. His spokesperson writing he has a raspy voice, no other symptoms, but will be canceling public events for the remainder of the week. Adams adding that he plans to take antiviral treatments now available and encouraged others eligible to do so as well. The mayor, who is vaccinated, seen recently at events around the Big Apple. His office showing him with Robert De Niro at a film festival and playing catch at Yankee Stadium during opening day. Last weekend, he attended the elite Gridiron dinner in Washington, D.C., too. Organizers telling us this weekend that more than 70 COVID cases could have been linked to that one event, including several in President Biden's inner circle. There have been no reports any of those people have been seriously ill. Our John Carl asking Dr. Anthony Fauci about what lessons should be learned from the event.
It's going to be a person's decision about the individual risk they're going to take.
Fauci also insisting that the protocols around President Biden are sufficient.
The fact is he could get infected. We hope he doesn't. We do everything we can to protect him. But remember, he's fully vaccinated, he's doubly boosted, and most of the time people who get anywhere near him need to be tested.
And Mary Alice Parks joins us now from Wilmington, Delaware, where she's been following the president. And we heard Dr. Fauci there defending the protocols in place to protect the president. What are you hearing about any additional precautions?
Lindsay, we've pressed the White House on this, but so far they say they are sticking to the policies they have in place, and they point to the fact that the president has that second booster. That helps them feel confident. They say he plans to travel more this next month, including 2 trips this next week. Lindsay?
All right, Mary Alice Parks, our thanks to you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye.